Do you find yourself saying yes to someone when you really want to say no? Do you find yourself agreeing with someone when you actually disagree? That you just go along with what they say rather than you standing up for what you really want? A lot of times we call this people pleasing. That we get in a situation because we notice that anytime we think, oh my goodness, this could go bad, we just agree. We just agree to whatever it is. So people pleasing, it can be changed. You can stop doing this. The difficulty is it requires you to be uncomfortable. And when I say be uncomfortable, I mean you have to face emotional discomfort. So we as humans, we're pretty smart. We don't want to be uncomfortable. So we tend to avoid emotional discomfort. So we want to avoid rejection. We want to avoid disappointment. We want to avoid conflict. We want to avoid fear. So over the course of our lives, we find tools to avoid these things. And often those are unhealthy tools, but the more we use them, the more we believe in them. And if they're the only tool we use, we start to believe this tool is the only way to avoid this. And so when we look at people pleasing, it's, I don't want to be rejected, so I'll just agree. I don't want to cause conflict, so I'll just go along. And I learn that if I do that, then there's no conflict. If I go along, there's no rejection. So, bingo. I have found the solution to all of my emotional discomfort in relationships. But now you've accomplished the goal of never having this emotional conflict, but you find yourself, I'm a people pleaser. Now I'm constantly doing things I don't want to. I'm agreeing when I don't want to. I'm going along when I don't want to. So now you get this fun thing of you're now irritated at other people because they keep putting you in a situation where you have to go along with it. They keep putting you in a position where you have to use the only tool you've got, which is people pleasing. And then you just get more and more frustrated yourself. Why can't I say no? Why can't I stand up for myself? Why do I always have to be in this position where people want me to do things and I don't want to? It's not fair. Well, in some ways, it's that you are the one that needs to get stronger. You're the one that needs to get braver. That there's emotional discomfort that comes with disagreeing. There's emotional discomfort that can arise if you don't go along. And you need to decide, am I willing to face that emotional discomfort? Now, I know there are times when disagreeing actually has bad consequences. There are times when disagreeing results in things that are unsafe. That requires a completely different approach. But usually, when we look at people pleasing, we're just talking about, if I disagree, this person might get upset. That's it. This person might get upset. But you have decided that you cannot handle the emotional discomfort of someone being upset at you. You've decided that if they reject you, you will not be able to handle that feeling of rejection. You've decided that if they decide they don't want to hang out with you anymore, you won't be able to handle that. So you just please them. You tell them what you want to hear. So the first step in stopping people pleasing, and the most important step, more important than any words you use, is believing that you can handle emotional discomfort. It's believing you are more resilient emotionally than you think you are. It's believing that you are capable of managing emotions, that you don't have to avoid them, that you don't have to go out of your way to avoid difficult emotions in relationships, that you can handle those. So now I can say no. I can disagree. I can not go along because I know regardless of how they respond, I will be able to handle that emotion. And now I know you're saying, well, but they might get pissed. Let them get pissed. I mean, obviously don't be a dick and now they're pissed. But if they get pissed because you didn't say what they wanted, because you didn't go along with what they asked you to go along with, that's on them. Tell them no and give them a chance to act like an adult, to respond in a way that respects your decision, and believe that if they get pissed off, that you can handle that. I can sit in a room and let you be angry and I'll be okay. It's learning to believe that. And so when we look at people pleasing overall, it's taking that mindset. It's saying, I can say no, and regardless of the outcome, I'll be okay. It may be uncomfortable, I may not like it, but I will be able to handle it. Now, I recommend that you find a counselor, help you. Gain the skills you need to manage the emotional discomfort. Learn to process that experience. Gain some ideas on how to voice your perspective. But the main thing is to start with believing that you can handle the emotional discomfort that comes along with saying what you want, comes along with saying no, comes along with disagreeing. That if you stop people pleasing and people get upset, you'll be okay. Now, before you go, hit the like or subscribe button, and in the comments, let us know what emotions you're avoiding by people pleasing. I'm Dr. Mickey Becker with Mood Forward. Thank you so much for watching.